It was supposed to be harmless. Just another laugh in a room full of people trying too hard to impress one another. That night, Adam and I attended his company dinner. One of those formal events where every smile feels rehearsed, and every conversation carries a hint of competition. Adam looked sharp in his suit, effortlessly composed as always. His boss, Daniel, sat next to me. Charming, confident, the kind of man who owned every space he entered without needing to say much. Maybe it was the wine. Maybe it was the laughter that kept circling the table like a wave I couldn't resist. The banter had turned playful, a mix of teasing and gossip, light enough to feel safe, until I decided to make it dangerous. I don't even remember what led up to it, just that I wanted to keep the laughter going, to be part of the moment, to feel noticed. So, without thinking, I said it. Maybe I should test how good your boss really is in bed. The words slipped out, coated in fake humor, and hung there like smoke no one could breathe through. The room went quiet for a heartbeat, and then erupted again, people laughing too loudly, too nervously. Everyone except Adam. He didn't laugh. He didn't even move. His face stayed perfectly still, a tight smile barely holding back something darker. Daniel gave an awkward chuckle, trying to smooth things over, but I could already feel the weight of what I'd done pressing down on the table between us. The rest of the night passed in fragments, clinking glasses, shallow conversation, my pulse thudding in my ears. I kept stealing glances at Adam, searching for a flicker of reassurance, a look that said it's fine, but he never gave it. On the drive home, the silence was suffocating. He kept his eyes on the road, jaw tight, expression unreadable. When we got inside, he didn't shout, didn't demand an explanation. He just looked at me, his voice calm and cold. "Don't worry. You'll get your results soon enough." That was all he said. Then he walked away. The words followed me into the night, circling in my mind like a curse I didn't understand. "You'll get your results soon enough." I tried to laugh it off, to text him, to apologize, to remind him that it was just a stupid joke. But he didn't reply. He moved into the guest room. His absence echoed through the house. In the quiet breakfast, the untouched coffee mug, the bed that suddenly felt enormous. By the third day, I knew something had changed. He still went to work, still came home, still performed the motions of our life, but I could feel the distance widening, deliberate and cold. Then, one afternoon, the envelope arrived. Thick paper, his lawyer's name printed neatly in black ink. Inside were the divorce papers. The reason was listed clearly: emotional humiliation and loss of marital trust. I must have read that line a dozen times, trying to make it make sense. How could one sentence, one joke, destroy everything we'd built? I called him. No answer. I went to his office, but Daniel's assistant stopped me before I could even get through the door. Adam had already been transferred to another branch. Just like that, he was gone. That night, I sat in my car outside the restaurant where it all began, replaying every second of that evening. The words tasted poisonous now, bitter and childish. It wasn't just a joke. It was disrespect disguised as charm. I had humiliated the man who loved me, the man who trusted me enough to make me part of his world. And instead of protecting that, I turned it into a spectacle. He never raised his voice, never sought revenge. He simply ended it, with quiet precision. That was his way of saying enough. Weeks blurred into months. I tried to move on, but every morning, the empty half of the bed reminded me of what I'd lost. Every photo, every memory, was a reminder of how one careless moment can unravel an entire life. Friends told me I was being too hard on myself, that men overreact, that it was just bad timing. But I knew better. It wasn't about jealousy or ego, it was about respect. And I'd shattered it. Then one morning another letter arrived, this time from his lawyer again. Inside was the finalized decree, along with a single note written in his handwriting. "The results are in." The same words he'd said that night, only now they were carved into finality. My hands trembled as I held the paper, tears spilling onto the ink. No anger, no revenge, just silence and closure. That was Adam's justice. Months later, I stumbled upon a photo online. Adam was smiling beside a woman I didn't know. Someone from his new branch, apparently. She looked kind, gentle, the kind of woman who didn't need to prove herself in a crowd. He looked happy, peaceful. That was when it finally sank in. Consequences don't always arrive with screaming or slamming doors. Sometimes they come quietly, with a signature, a final letter, and a door that closes forever. And that's when I finally understood. The joke was never funny. It never was.